I was really looking forward to watching a trip through Walt Disney Studios. Over the last few years, I've read quite a lot of books about the development of Disney and what it was like at Disney during the kind of 30s, 40s, and 50s. And this was filmed in 1937, during the time when they were preparing to make, or in the process of making, Disney's first animated feature, Snow White. So this is really when Disney was just coming into its element, and I really hope this would enhance what I've learned in the books with some visual representations. But I have to say, even if you've never read a single book about the making of Disney, you will be able to follow this completely and understand what's going on because it's absolutely delightful. We have, over the course of about 10 minutes, give or take, a look at the different workings of the animators, the people behind the music, and what it's like within the walls of the Walt Disney Studios. And we get to see animators drawing different cartoons and studying their facial expressions. And it's just absolutely delightful. And I don't want to give away too much more about what you can find in it, but also we hear from Walt Disney himself, which is always just absolutely delightful. And there are a lot of notable names. Some of the bigger players in Disney's early animations are featured as well. And I just think it's gorgeous. If you're a fan of classic Disney and you love the history of Disney, I think you'll find this really interesting. It's such a joy. I find this when I'm reading the books that it's such a joy to be immersed in basically the inaugural creations of Disney. And obviously by 1937 they'd had quite a lot. They'd done quite a lot and had quite a lot of output, but it's definitely still in the stages of beginning to develop the Disney brand and what it means to be a Disney animation for the films, and to just be invited to look inside of those walls and see the animators at work. It makes me so happy. My only complaint is it's not long enough. I could watch a feature-length documentary about the inside workings of Disney at the time. There may be feature-length documentaries that I've not heard of. If there are, please feel free to let me know. But if you're a fan of the history of Disney, or indeed the history of animation, I think this is something you'll find to be just a little breath of fresh air. It's so thrilling and so delightful. Some of the camera angles things aren't that great. There are an awful lot of close-ups, so we don't really get the sense of what it's like to, for example, step into a room and observe the surroundings. A lot of it, which understandably, a lot of it's close-ups of the animators working, because obviously we need to see the work that they're doing so we can get a sense of how the creations come about. But I would have liked more establishing shots and wider shots to get a better sense of the space. But other than that, I think it's absolutely wonderful. If you're a fan of Disney or the history of animation, a trip through the Walt Disney Studios is absolutely worth watching.